Hey everybody, this is the weekly forecast commencing on Monday, February the 19th, 2024. We have a big week. It's good romantically, good financially, because we got some very powerful Venus transits. Venus, that planet of love and beauty and money, because Venus likes luxuries, likes the finer things in life. And this is all building up to Saturday on the 24th, when we're having a full moon in Virgo, when everything comes to a head, everything comes to light. But it's very favorably aspected by Jupiter and Saturn. So overall, this is a pretty good week. Socially, financially, career-wise. But before I break down what's happening each day, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll find a direct link to book an astrology reading or to sign up for my free daily message. Let's start with Monday. The moon that sets the public tone is in emotional nurturing Cancer. And by early afternoon, the moon will be trining. That's the best flow of energy to Saturn around noon Pacific time. And then an hour or two later, it's forming a sextile. That's the second best flow of energies to expansive Jupiter. That's because Jupiter and Saturn are hovering close to each other in harmony. And this is good overall economically. Jupiter brings in the opportunities for growth. When it's in harmony with Saturn, Saturn helps to manifest the growth. And so emotionally, with the moon in harmony with Jupiter and Saturn, early afternoon, you're going to be feeling at least there's this general emotional sense of well-being, and would be a very favorable day. It is the new work week for having business meetings or going on a job interview, launching a new project, especially early afternoon Pacific time. On Tuesday, the 20th, the moon continues in Cancer, but in mid-morning, around 10, 11 a.m., Pacific time, the moon will be in harmony with progressive Uranus. Now, a couple of things with this. This can bring in a lot of excitement, shaking up your personal life, a lot of happy surprises. This is all favorable energies. On a completely different perspective is the moon can also represent our habits, our unconscious patterns. And with the moon, that habit energies is in harmony with Uranus. Uranus brings in all this new insight and liberation and breakthrough. In other words, mid-morning Pacific time could be really favorable if you want to break a habit, especially if you want to start, dieting or stop drinking or cutting back sugar or whatever it is. You can shake things up emotionally and start a new habit. Now, before I get to Wednesday, the 21st, in the evening on Tuesday, the 20th, at about 10:38 p.m. Pacific time, the moon goes void of course. And it remains void of course until Wednesday morning, the 21st, at 5:41 a.m. And as I mention every week, when the moon is void of course, the energy is flat, it's unproductive. It's fine for just staying the course, keeping to your routine, but it's best to avoid making any major new business projects, events, because the moon is changing signs, as I always mention. So it's going to be going from Cancer to Virgo. It'll be in Virgo at 5:41 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. But when the moon is no longer aspecting other planets while it's in that sign, then the energy is called, that's the void period, and that's where the energy is flat and unproductive, which is why you wouldn't want to start a new job, a new project, launching a major new internet campaign, when the energy is flat. Now, after 5:41 a.m. on Wednesday, the moon goes into dynamic, outgoing, fiery Leo. And pleasure-seeking, creative, romantic Venus is going to be in harmony with fiery, aggressive, assertive Mars. All day after the moon goes into Leo, that Venus-Mars can trigger a lot of drive and passion to accomplish your goals. But Venus-Mars can be very romantic, sensual energies, and it can also really inspire a lot of creative energy, a creative output. Now, that's all day, and especially good when the moon is in Leo. But early evening on the 21st, the moon is going to be opposite, that's interacting with others, the Venus-Mars. So this could actually be, depending on what time zone you're in, but in the early evening on Wednesday the 21st, especially Pacific time, is when this could be a lot of emotional, romantic passion, could be in general just attending a party or attending any type of networking, meetings. So there's a lot of this exciting, passionate energies. And if you're going out on a date, you could be starting to become infatuated with that Venus-Mars. Or could be great to go with your significant other or a new date to an entertainment venue, to a movie, to the theater, to a concert, because that Venus-Mars would be all this exciting, dynamic, creative energies. Now, Thursday, the moon continues in Leo. In the early evening, Pacific time, the moon will be in a hard angle to Uranus. Now, on Tuesday, the 20th, I said the moon was in harmony, called a sextile to Uranus. And that's great for breaking old habits, trying all new things. When the moon is in a hard angle to Uranus, you might be, slamming up against the wall, realizing that these habits are really stressing you out. And it'll be more difficult to break it, but it's certainly catching your attention that you got to pay attention to any kind of old emotional patterns. But the moon, once again, is going on Thursday, void of course, at 8:18 p.m. Pacific time. But it continues on Friday, and for most of Friday, until Friday, 5:38 p.m., at which point, late Friday afternoon, the moon goes into Virgo, leaves fiery Leo, and goes into sensible, practical, analytical Virgo. So Friday, so when we get to Friday, the moon is void of course. Almost everybody's going to wake up on Friday with the moon is void of course until 5:38 p.m. Pacific time. Just stick with your daily routine. Good for reflecting, good for meditating, good for resting. Avoid starting any important new events or projects until the moon goes into Virgo 5:38 p.m. Pacific time. In the early evening, as the moon has shifted into sensible, practical Virgo, it's going to be opposite rational Mercury. Opposites interacting with others. The moon can be more subjective energies, how you feel about something, interacting with Mercury, which is more communications, but also more rational. So having the moon opposite Mercury, which will happen once a month, conversations could be more prone to misunderstandings, getting your feelings hurt, you're not being on the same page. But a lot of you are going to be sleeping, or since it's in the evening Pacific time, and if you're in the East Coast going into Europe, and you may be out and about late into early Saturday morning, that moon Mercury, you're not making the best decisions. And maybe it's because you've been drinking too much. As we go into Saturday, the 24th, is the full moon in Virgo. The full moon, when everything comes to light, anything that's been hidden surfaces. A full moon brings a lot of emotional reactiveness. This full moon in practical, sensible Virgo, work-oriented Virgo, a lot can be accomplished over the weekend, especially Saturday, because the Jupiter and Saturn are forming a sextile, which is, they're 60 degrees from each other. And so it's been happening for a while now, but they're still forming this harmonious aspect with each other, connected with the full moon. The Jupiter brings the opportunities, the luck, the growth. The Saturn brings in all the manifestation, the hard work. Jupiter, Saturn together for the world is good economically, and it's both in harmony. When they're in harmony with each other, they're both going to be in harmony with the full moon in work-oriented analytical Virgo. So a lot can be accomplished on Saturday. And Venus, creative Venus, pleasurable Venus, relational Venus, will be in a hard angle to expansive Jupiter. Now, it's a Saturday evening. This Venus-Jupiter is there all day. One of the things to watch out for, because that full moon could be reacting emotionally and feeling solid financially, but the Venus-Jupiter may cause many of you to spend more than you were hoping to break the budget. That Venus is your desires, and it's a hard angle to Jupiter. You overinflated expectations and desires, spending too much money, but you're really loving and enjoying it. And as we're going into Saturday evening, that Venus-Jupiter can be very pleasurable and romantic, great for entertainment, still spending too much money, having a great time. But you could be eating too much, drinking too much, but it's great for celebrating and enjoying the good life. And you're feeling pretty solid with that full moon. It's just that everything is coming to a head. Like that Saturday, the 24th, could be really favorable for all the, going out on a date, going out with friends to a party. But if you're involved in any kind of big event, it's a big celebratory networking event, that the energies are very positive for success. Then on Sunday, the 25th, the moon is continuing in sensible, practical Virgo for the whole day. Mid-morning, maybe around 9, 10, 11 a.m. Pacific time, the practical moon will be in harmony with Uranus. Again, back on Tuesday, the 20th, the moon's in harmony with Uranus, forming a 60-degree angle, an angle of positive opportunities, but you got to grab the opportunities. On Sunday, the 25th, now the moon is forming a trine, or the best flow of energy. It's a 120-degree angle, and with moon trining Uranus, you can really be so much open to new ideas, being more open-minded, really shaking out old habits, and really trying something all new and exciting. So, I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to sign up for my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.go. That's .co. Until next week, be safe and well.